Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation.
Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation.
Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation. Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation. Ya Baha'u'llah, Ya Baha'u'llah, Ya Baha'u'llah.
Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation.
Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation. Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation. Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation. Dominion is God's. Dominion is God's. Ya Baha'u'llah, part of creation. Ya Baha'u'llah, part of creation. Ya Baha'u'llah, Dominion is God, Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation.
Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation.
Dominion is God, Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation. Dominion is God.
Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation.
Dominion is God's, the Lord of the seen and the unseen, the Lord of creation. Dominion is God.
because of extreme weather events and climate change, the UN is predicting there will be hundreds of millions of climate migrants and refugees. But the tricky part is we don't know who or when or where. So as a public health person, you have to think, how can we mobilize people to respond both preventively and in the case of a climate emergency.
When I was speaking to the UN Human Rights Council Social Forum on climate change, I talked about the problems of educating communities to accept all the refugees who are coming, because we tend to reject immigrants. And so how do we go from a negative idea of somebody coming in from outside to a more positive approach? And afterwards, the Quaker representative came up to me and said, we need to organize, some kind of interfaith discussions on the theology of the stranger. Because all of our teachings talk about welcoming guests and welcoming strangers. They see this as something positive. And we can use these spiritual teachings to try to change people's thinking. This is a new resource. These are people who can help to pay for our retirement and our old age. These are people who can bring new diversity into the community.
And so it's an idea of approaching these challenges as, although many of them are problematic, there are solutions for all of them. So in searching for solutions, I would ask myself, well, what would be the spiritual principles involved as well as the scientific ones?
On the scientific side, we're clearly over-consuming. We're using much too much of the world's resources, especially in the wealthy countries of the West. And therefore, we need to simplify our lifestyles. And of course, when Baha'u'llah says, take only to your needs and not that which exceedeth them, he's truly telling us that for our own spiritual good, we should become less attached to this constant consumption that we're being bombarded with by the media all the time, getting harmony among all the diverse peoples around us. We need to have much stronger community solidarity. The challenges that are coming from our lack of sustainability are going to be shocks to the system. And if people are united in working together to solve local problems, they'll be able to muddle through the difficulties. If there are divisions in society, the strong grab what they can and the weak are left aside and so on, we will have chaos and anarchy and suffering.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, a model's worth 1,000 pictures. So if you can show a model of where it is working, even on a very small scale, it might be worth moving forward from there.
And of course, all the core activities are learning the tools of building community among diverse kinds of people. They're actually what we need to address the challenges that are coming in the world.
I feel one of the real sort of well-hidden secrets in the Baha'i faith is teaching people consultation in the sense of finding a solution that is agreeable to move forward on the basis of consensus.
You can apply your Baha'i principles creatively to help address the problems of society.
I'm Christine Muller and I live in Kingston, Rhode Island. Well, I have been interested in environmental issues, I think starting from childhood. In the city of Basel, where I lived on the outskirts, I like to play in the wilderness. This wilderness was destroyed by houses being built, and it just raised my awareness about human impact on nature, on the environment. I went to the Alps frequently as a child, and I learned to love the mountains and the glaciers, and I thought these will never be able to be touched by humans. But I was wrong with that. If we want to build a society that is environmentally sustainable, a major transformation has to happen. The changes that need to be made are so huge that we need a spiritual component to that. There are basically two principles that are basic to all religions in terms of taking care of the earth. One is stewardship, and that it is our responsibility to take care of the earth. The respect and love for nature, you find that in all religions. And then the other one is justice and being concerned about poor people and helping everyone, being a considerate society, not self-centered. This is really the essence of the teachings, that we take care of each other. There is one teaching that is particular in the Baha'i faith, which is the oneness of humankind, that just brings that step a little further. So it makes us think when we go through our daily lives. These greenhouse gas emissions will have effect on people. So I have to reflect about my actions when I believe in the oneness of humanity. I became involved with Rhode Island Interfaith Power and Light because I felt working together in an interfaith setting has profound effect. While other environmental organizations are wonderful working on many issues, water issues, climate issues, and everything else, there are so numerous problems that need to be worked on. Interfaith Power and Light is a spiritual organization and tries to speak to the heart of people and apply divine teachings. And that's where really transformations happen. Not only individually, but then in whole communities. Always on the weekend of Valentine's Day, IPL is calling for a preach-in, which means that clergy would preach on climate change and help raise awareness among the parishioners. As Baha'is, of course, we don't preach. So Baha'is do different activities like devotional meetings or any type of educational activity. Inform yourself, learn about the world, about the reality of the world we are in now. Look inside and feel the love and change your actions.